Want smarter playtime? Stay with rapidriddle.com for top puzzle picks and tips for parents.
Hey there, and welcome. Look, we all want what's best for our kids, right? We want them to thrive. But what if I told you that one of the single most powerful tools for building their mathematical genius isn't some expensive app or a fancy computer program, but something much, much simpler? Today, we're diving into some incredible research that shows how a good old-fashioned geometric puzzle can truly unlock your child's amazing potential.
But before we get to that, let's just pause and ask a really important question. It's a question every parent in this digital age has to think about. Is your child's playtime, the stuff they do every day, is it actually building their brain for the future, or could it be accidentally holding them back? The answer is probably not what you think.
Because, and I don't say this lightly, we are facing a kind of modern childhood crisis. It's a quiet one, It's happening on tablets and phones in living rooms everywhere, and it's fundamentally changing the way our kids' brains are wired. And the science on this is, well, it's crystal clear. Recent studies show that children with high amounts of screen time have a 34% reduction in what's called executive function. That's the part of the brain that handles focus, self-control, and solving complex problems. A 34% drop, that is huge.
So what about all those educational apps we're told are so great? The data here is even more shocking. Research shows that learning from a screen leads to an information retention rate of just 5%. Seriously, 5%. Just let that number sink in for a second.
Just look at the difference here. It's night and day. Hands-on activities, like, actually touching and playing with a physical puzzle, they lead to a whopping 75% information retention rate. It's not even a competition. Our brains, your child's brain, are literally wired to learn and remember things better when our hands get involved in the process.
And on top of this digital issue, there's another problem that so many of us are familiar with: math anxiety. It affects more than 60% of students. And you know where it often starts? When math is taught just as numbers and symbols on a page, totally disconnected from the real world. That can create a fear that sticks around for a lifetime. So, what can we do about it?
Well, the solution might just be this surprising, unlikely hero. Let's talk about how a simple, screen-free geometric puzzle isn't just another toy. It's actually an incredibly powerful weapon in the fight against this modern crisis.
And the results are, well, they're just incredible. Major studies have found that children who play with geometric puzzles on a regular basis show a 50.9% improvement in their spatial reasoning skills. This isn't just a tiny bump. That is a massive leap forward in an absolutely critical cognitive skill.
Okay, let's actually put them head to head. With physical puzzles, we get that amazing 75% retention rate we just talked about versus only 5% for digital. Puzzles are shown to increase a child's sustained attention by over 60%, while screens actually chop it up into tiny pieces. And maybe most importantly, puzzles build strong, robust neural pathways, creating a much better foundation for all the learning that's yet to come.
But why? Why are they so darn effective? Well, it's not magic, it's all about neuroscience. Let's actually peek inside your child's brain and see what's really going on when they sit down and start playing with a puzzle.
Okay, it all boils down to this one key idea: spatial reasoning. That's just a fancy term for the ability to see an object, to picture it in your mind, to rotate it, and to understand how it fits with other pieces. And get this, research shows over and over again that this one skill is the single strongest predictor of a child's future success in math and science, the strongest.
And playing with puzzles physically changes the brain to make this skill stronger. Brain scans show it actually boosts the part of the brain called the parietal cortex. That's the brain's headquarters for spatial processing. It improves the communication between the left and right sides of the brain, it develops their working memories so they can hold complex info, and it builds up those super important executive function networks that we now know screen time can wear down.
All right, so now we know the why, so let's get to the how. Because this isn't just about throwing a puzzle at your kid and walking away. There's a method to it. So here it is, a simple 5-step evidence-based playbook that you can start using like today. And the plan is really straightforward, but so powerful. First, make it a daily thing, even for just a few minutes. Second, you've got to make sure the puzzles get a little bit harder over time. Third, and this is a big one, use what's called spatial language while you play. Fourth, really lean into that hands-on, tactile experience. And fifth, celebrate every little win to build up their confidence.
Now, to really get this right, you have to match the puzzle to your child's age. And this little chart gives you a super clear roadmap. You see, For a 3-year-old, you're just focusing on simple shape recognition with big, chunky pieces. But by the time they're 7 or 8, they can handle puzzles with 20 or more pieces, and they start learning about complex patterns and even geometry, all without even realizing they're learning.
Okay, let's talk about step 3, spatial language. This might just be the most powerful secret weapon you have as a parent. Simply using words like rotate or this piece is adjacent to that one while you play can boost the brain-building benefits by an unbelievable 68%. You're literally building a bridge in their brain between the physical action and the mathematical idea. It's that simple.
So, where is all of this headed? I mean, this is about way more than just finishing a puzzle on a rainy afternoon. What you're really doing is building the foundation for your child's entire future. And that long-term payoff, well, it's immense. Just look at how these skills from puzzle play translate directly into real-world success. That spatial reasoning they're building today, that is what directly prepares them for a career in science, tech, engineering, or math tomorrow. It builds those critical 21st century skills like problem solving and critical thinking, and it boosts academic achievement across the board.
So in the end, you see, it really is about more than just fitting little shapes together. It's about building a brain that's flexible, creative, resilient, and ready for whatever challenges the future holds. Every single piece, every single moment of that focused play, it all matters. So the only question left to ask is, what kind of future are you going to build?
Ready for more smart play? Subscribe for your next puzzle pick.